أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء المرسلين وعلى خاتم النبيين رحمة العالمين مكي والمدني والأمي والقرشي الهاشمي حبيب إله العالمين طه وياسين مقبل أحمد جد الحسنين أبو القاسم محمد
اللهم صل على محمد
وإمام مشارب والمغارب إمام النجم الثاقب أسد الله الغالب غنم الله كل غالب مطلوب كل طالب مولانا ومخدنا وولينا وولينا وشفينا عين الله وجه الله نور الله لسان الله صفات الله شافع محشر ساقي كوثر فاتح بدر الهنين وخيبر ميزان الأعمال مقلب الأهوال رئيس العارفين سيد الواسعين إمام المتقين وارث علم النبيين علي ابن أبي طالب
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصوم المظلومين قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد فرقان الحميد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
I am most grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have given me this honor to sit on this particular member, which is normally called Member Rasul. I would say a Shabih Member Rasul, copy Member Rasul. It is really a great honor bestowed on a select few to be able to address and conclude with the message of Hussain from Karbala. And I'm also grateful to you all who have invited me here. I was frankly very hesitant to come because 10 majalis in a series is a little difficult for me to have done because of various engagements, but it's your love, your persistence, and your single call to me. The moment when you called me, actually, I wasn't very sure that I was going to accept it. Having got your call, I had to say, yes, I'm coming. Thank you to you all for giving me this opportunity. As I said the first time I spoke last time when I spoke here, I did make things very clear. My pronunciation may not be very clear to youngsters. Even Hussain sometimes feels difficult to understand what I'm saying because it has an Indian connotation to it. And if there's something you don't understand, please ask me afterwards. I'll be able to clarify. I intend to sort of break 3 subjects in these 10 days or 9 days, whatever the case may be. Now, today I would like to talk to youngsters. Why religion? What is religion? What is the origin of the religion? Every society, every being has to have some sort of rules, some form of living, some method of living, some discipline in life, and some concrete thought in the correct direction as to where we will end up. See, God has created us as very special persons. We are His supreme creation. Ashraful makhluqat, sabse achhi, ashraf, sabse achhi. Makhluq is the being. तो इंसान को अल्लाह ने सबसे अच्छा बनाकर भेजा, अशरफुल मखलूक़ात. So अशरफुल मखलूक़ात has to have a discipline in life. The discipline in life has to be the basis of our existence. And how this has happened? It evolved over a period of time. Religion is nothing but set of rules for humans to follow and lead the right path. Over the period of centuries, over the period of millenniums, the religions have evolved from the basic thought ideology brought by Hazrat Adam of good living. If you look at all the religions, first of all, let's see what religion is. Religion is a way of life. It's a thought, a culture. And it is something which has been coming down over the period of time in different forms, in different shapes, as required by the period, as required by the society, as required by the culture, as required by the region, as required by the evolvement of the human mind. The very first message was a very simple message, that is, get the best of what you can. So if you have a look at the various religions and various tribal religions, that is, they pray for goodness to the snake, they fear the tiger, so they try to please the tiger, they fear the volcanoes, they please volcanoes, they get the best of the fruits, so there comes a time in the year when they arrange the fruits and pray. But this is a very primitive way of living. This still persists because the mindset is that. We must not condemn. But the original religions, the divine religions, are all monastic religions. Salat. The divine religions are those that started off with Abrahamic message, the message brought by Hazrat Ibrahim, and that is coming down, and that is monastic religions. Believes in one God. Even if you look at the Vedas, deep down the message of Veda is single God. One God. We all believe in that. But, as I was saying earlier, at the time when the Vedas came in, the human mind was not that evolved. So they said, look, this is good for you. Please, this thing, it will benefit you. This is harmful. So pray and please him so that he doesn't harm you, or this thing doesn't harm you. And that, unfortunately, the message is still being carried out over the period of time. Try as you may, they will follow that because that is their belief, and we have to respect their beliefs. For Islam very clearly says, like Raha fi deen. We must not force anybody into the religion. And also, Islam says, do not abuse other religions. So you have to respect all the religions, whichever way they follow it. Now coming back to the divine religions, the very first message came from Hazrat Ibrahim, saying there's only one God. And how he came to that, to show the people, he was given some dolls made by his uncle to sell. He broke them and he said, these cannot be gods. These are man-made dolls. So it can't be. They started looking at the stars and moon and sun. As they come and they disappear. So they cannot be gods. So there has got to be some supreme being which controls these movement of stars and moons and sun and everything else, which has got to be a god. Ultimately, he got the message saying, yes, say La ilaha illallah. There's no God but God, no Allah but Allah. And his message came in, he advocated, he preached. Over the period of time, it got distorted. As convenient to human beings, they started distorting the message. Because all these distortions, remember, are political distortions, not religious distortions. Then the message came to Hazrat Musa, or Moses. He preached the same thing. He said there's only one God and no God. Believe in Allah. He also said, La ilaha illallah. Now he got two different type of messages. One written message is Torah. Another message which he received on Koh-i-Tur. It was an oral message and commandments. Those are still followed by the Judaism believers, that's Jews. Again, the message of Moses was one. But then his followers, for political reasons, distorted the message and divided themselves into various groups. There came a time when division was so bad that Allah has to send another prophet. And that Isa came in with his message. Unfortunately, again, his message got so distorted that the link between the message brought by Hazrat Musa and the message by Hazrat Jesus, or Hazrat Isa, and the message brought by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam became a missing link. Unfortunately, the original Bible has got lost somewhere and nobody follows it. It's been named as the New Testament. The New Testament is totally different than what the original Testament was. In fact, they broke it into 5 or 6 different books. The message that Hazrat Isa had was conveyed to his followers. It came in the shape of book of Barnabas, book of Matthew, Luke, and all these 5, 6 books. And one of those, book of Barnabas, which was very close to that of the message to be brought by Prophet Muhammad, has been taken out of the set of books. And it doesn't exist in their readings, in their collections of books. That book clearly gives a message that a prophet is going to come. But, as somebody pointed out the other day to me in Hyderabad, the end of the Mr. Barnabas, there is a quotation which is very similar to Quran, which says, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah, and then the surah Khul comes in, Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, and he says, because of this, that we don't believe in Barnabas, this has been put in the book by the Muslims. My argument with him was, look, do you or do you not believe in oneness of God? We do, but Trinity comes in. I said, where does the Trinity come into? The question he asked was, do you believe in Jesus being son of Mary without a father? As the Quran mentions it. We cannot deny it. There is a whole surah on that. That's what I am saying. Because of that, we don't believe in Barnabas, because it's been put in the book of Barnabas by the Muslims to show that prophet is going to come. And finally, ultimately, we have the Quran, the message of the Prophet Muhammad. Now, this is a last message. As I said earlier, the messages have come as per the evolvement of the human mind. As human mind became clearer and clearer in the evolution, mind started understanding things, the messages were refined. The very first message, if you look at it, you'll say there's nothing in there except the goodness of life, how to live the life, how to be good, how to pray. And the prayers are different form, but the prayers were there. Ultimately, in 650 AD, 612 AD, sorry, message came in that this is the ultimate message, this is the ultimate way of life, and this is how you have to live the life. Why has this message come? This message has come to show us how to live in this world, how to be good, how to be sincere, how to prepare ourselves for the ultimate life. इंसान को यहाँ से जाना है. अगर यहाँ से जाना ही हमको, तो ऐसी जगह पे जाएं जो यहाँ से बेहतर जगह हो. तो यहाँ से बेहतर जगह कौन सी हो सकती है जो हमारे लिए तैयार की गई है? उसके लिए हमें पैगाम दिया गया है, अगर तुम इस रास्ते पर चलोगे. रास्ता क्या है? अल्लाह एक है. रास्ता क्या है? उसके 1,24,000 पैगंबर मुख्तलिफ मुकामात पर भेजे गए. हर सोसाइटी में पैगंबर भेजा गया. There were minor prophets and there were 5 major prophets. The 5 major prophets brought in books. Others followed these prophets. Others showed the way, saying, we have this message from our ancestors, from our earlier prophets, we have to follow this message. It is possible that people like Buddha, people like Krishna, people like Brahma, they may have been prophets. Because Allah says every area, every society has had a prophet. What is a prophet? Person who shows them the way, the correct way, the right way, the way to lead a good life. So we cannot decry anybody. We cannot say, उनको क्या करना है? कौन गौतम बुद्ध? कौन कृष्णा? नहीं. We have respect. We have to understand, we have to respect that they also came with a message. It is a very delicate thing that I am going to say now. Maybe perhaps controversial, but what Krishna has said in Mahabharata is something very similar to the khutbah of Amir al-Mu'mineen. I was there, I am here, I will be there. I am the creator. I was the one who gave life to Adam. I was the one who runs the world, the universe. I am the one who knows the path from earth to the universe. Both the speeches have this commonality. Many other commonalities are there. So we cannot just dismiss them saying they have come. They may have become mythology because the followers didn't understand the correct message, and it's still a long time that been there. The history got distorted, the message got distorted, and we now treat Krishna and other people as mythological figures. Unfortunately, some of our own beliefs, some of our own actions, some of the things that we do are getting on the borderline of mythology. Islam has to be understood. The message of Prophet has to be understood. There is a difference between the religious message and the cultural infiltration of the culture into that message. It should not be the fact that whatever we do culturally, or the culture that we have adopted from Asian countries, or from the Indian countries, or from African culture, should not be considered as a religious thing. Religion is the base, and we have adopted certain cultures from the areas in the religion, and we call it religions also. No. Religion is religion. Culture, yes. We adopt it. Islam is very flexible in this way. Islam allows you to adopt certain cultures, but within the limit of the Sharia. You cannot go beyond that. Within the limit of the Sharia, you can take in the local cultures and follow it. To be able to bring those people whose culture we are adopting into Islam voluntarily, not by force. Not by force. You cannot change the namaz. You cannot change the rosa. You cannot change the hajj. You cannot change zakat. You cannot change homes. You cannot change any of these sentiments of Islam. But maybe certain cultures you can adopt and bring them in. On no account you can change the namaz. Wherever you are, the namaz has to be the same. 2 रकत, 4 रकत, 4 रकत, 3 रकत, 4। हम ये नहीं बोल सकते कि भाई ये कल्चरली इनको पसंद नहीं आएगा, नहीं। रोज़ा वही रखना है। हम ये नहीं कह सकते क्रिश्चियंस का रोज़ा ऐसा तो हम जो उनके साथ हैं तो उनका रोज़ा हम वैसे ही रहेंगे, नहीं। ड्रेस है, आप पहन रहे हैं, कल्चर है। अब मैं ऐसे कपड़े पहन के बाहर जाऊँ सड़क पर तो लोग देख के बोलेंगे भाई कौन जा रहा है, क्या हो रहा है। To adopt to the culture, we wear the Western clothes. If a Hindu comes out on the road with dhoti and lungi and all that, they will say, laugh and say, what is this? So that sort of cultural adoption is allowed. Even in marriages, some cultures have come in, acceptable, okay, but you cannot go beyond the limits of Islam and say, हमारा मजहब में है कि महंगी भी होगी, संगीत भी होगा, नहीं। That is culture. That is culture. So there is a clear divide between religion and culture. At this point, I'm actually making for the youngsters to understand, because looking at our existence in India, even in Pakistan, if you like, I'm sure the Asian community in Africa must also be adopting some cultures. They are not part of religion. Marriage is a very simple thing. Call a Maulvi. If you don't have a Maulvi, even you have good knowledge of Arabic, can pronounce the nikah. And if you don't have that, you can sit and say, in the presence of God, with the witnessing of marhoomeen, I accept you as my wife in a dower, and that is also there. I won't go into that. It's a very, what should I say, very delicate topic. As later on, maybe in private discussion I can talk on that. But I've said it. Please don't consider as authority or a fatwa that it's there. I'm just sort of saying the religion is fine, culture is different. When you're giving culture into religion, religion doesn't change, but religion gets distorted. So you have to understand that culture in religion has no part as a religious duty. Religious duty is a religious duty. You have set rules, you have to follow them. As I said, you cannot say, नहीं हम यहाँ रहते हैं तो इनकी तरह हम रहेंगे। आप उनकी तरह एक हद तक रह सकते हैं। आप कहेंगे नहीं हम कल्चर में उनके साथ अगर हम जाके पब में नहीं बैठ कर शराब पिए तो हमको बुरा कहेंगे वो, तो फिर आप मजहब से हट गए। You're out of the religion. The religion doesn't permit it. You have to be bold enough to say, look, my religion doesn't permit this. So religion, youngsters, is a very defined way of life. You cannot be without religion. An atheist is a nowhere person. He doesn't know what's going to happen to him. When an atheist dies and he doesn't accept Allah, what's he going to do? Just throw him in a hole and say, go, get lost. What's he going to answer there? They're all answerable. They're answerable for every deed that is committed here. Every deed. We'll be questioned. If we are not religiously knowledgeable, what are you going to answer? कहें क्या कोई हमसे पूछे जो मीर इस दुनिया में आए थे क्या कर चले? You have come as well, do something. That something is follow the path showed. The path shown by Prophet Muhammad, and first 40 years of his life, he didn't say that he was a prophet. He showed by his living example of his humbleness, sincerity, उनकी ईमानदारी. ऐसी शख्सियत अरबस्तान में कोई आई नहीं थी जिसने कभी झूठ नहीं कहा था. रसूलुल्लाह ने बता दिया कि मुझे झूठ बोलना नहीं आता. अखलाक से, by helping others. He was never abusive towards anybody who has accused him of something and who has not been good to him. The very incident every child must have heard it. We were told that he used to go to mosque on a particular route, and one lady used to throw the dust and all the rubbish on him. It was everyday occurrence. One day this didn't happen, and he stopped. And look, the lady was not there. So it was one of his persons who were with him. Go and inquire as to why, how is she? And when he was told that she is not well and couldn't get out of bed, he went to her bedside and prayed. He didn't say anything, he just prayed. And she accepted Islam. The examples were set by Prophet. If it happens to me, I definitely would turn around and say, kya baat hai bhai, kuch kachra kyun fek rahe hain mujh pe? What's wrong with you? He didn't say that. He said that. He even helped his enemies. The Quraysh, but to a large extent, were impressed by him. So impressed by him, in fact, that one of the Qurayshi wealthy ladies, Khadija, sent a message to him, saying, I want to marry you. When she could have married anybody, she was the wealthiest person in Mecca. So he brought the message, and the message he brought was only one God, and I am his prophet. It was no different message from the earlier message. Ibrahim said, La ilaha illallah. But the Musa said, La ilaha illallah. The Isa said, La ilaha illallah. Rasulullah said, La ilaha illallah. So Islam is a continuation of the message brought by Hazrat Ibrahim. In fact, it goes back to Adam. It goes back to Adam, and the fact that existence of Prophet Muhammad, existence of Panjat and Pak were revealed to Hazrat Adam, but he never questioned saying, who are these personalities? He looked up and he said, I pray to you or intercede with you to tell Allah that I have disobeyed. Intercession of the Panjatan helped Hazrat Adam to go back to Jannah. So, what Prophet Muhammad brought message is original message, nothing new, but a refined way, in a very refined way. A refined way which would take us right to the end of this world. And if you look at Quran, there is every subject in the Quran. And every time you read that particular chapter, with your mind getting developed, you get a new idea, you get a new meaning, you get a new understanding of Quran. And that is the beauty of that book. The beauty of that book is, it is not getting old, it is not fading away, it is not giving one answer, but every time you read it, you get a new answer, you get a new understanding, and the other beauty is a balance of the Quran. The number of times Quran talks about life and death, same. Talks about day and night, same. Good and evil, same. One of these days, I'll just give a small example of printed matter. You can look at it, and you can see how well balanced Quran is. So when you read Quran, don't just read in Arabic. Don't just try and remember what you read in Arabic, but read the meaning, read the commentary in English and whatever language you like to read. It's easy for you. That only you will understand what the message is. You understand what Quran is saying. The message brought by a prophet had to be preserved, had to be followed, had to be shown in practically. And Prophet waited for his very beloved to come to be able to declare the message. He himself said that Allah created me and Ali from same Noor. And the same Noor were in existence even before anything else came into existence. And when that happens, the two minds become very, very similar. In one of the occasions in Hyderabad, I had said that when Prophet was theoretician, the practicality of madhab was shown by Ali. Whatever he was saying, he was showing by action, by deeds. So the deeds of Prophet Muhammad, the deeds of Ali are no different, are the same. In fact, some of the things that Ali did or said came back in the Quran with another message. That was in the lifetime of Prophet Muhammad. No message came in the Quran after Prophet Muhammad went from this world. And that message is being carried out by the Imams. Not only by the Imams, but by very select few from the family of Prophet and very select few from the tribes that existed at that time. Even now, the great ulamas, the great ayatullahs, they are carrying forward this message. So when we show respect to the ayatullahs, we show to the marjas, they are the ones who are showing us the path. So we have to respect them, we have to show them the way. And the greatest occasion in the history of Islam or the history of world was the period of AD 60, Hijri 60 and 61. There's a time when Imam Hussain left Medina because he didn't want to accept Yazid as the Caliph and as It was said by Khaja Ajmeri, Shah Hussain, Badshah Hussain, Deen Hast Hussain, Deen Panah Hast Hussain, Sardar Nadat Dar Daste Yazid, Aqae Binae La ilaha Hast Hussain. That is, Hussain is the king, Hussain is the emperor, Hussain is Deen, Hussain is the savior of Deen. And if Hussain had not obeyed or not taken the bayat, or not taken the oath of Yazid, Islam would have been what Islam is today. It's a very loose translation. So Hussain decided that it is imperative for me to save the message of my grandfather. I'll go into detail in that in the last 2 or 3 majlis. But today I want to just talk about an ambassador of Hussain who was sent by Hussain to Kufa to assess the situation in Kufa, because Hussain was getting letters from Kufa. Please come over. We are your Shias. We want you to be here. Figures of letters vary from 400 to 5,000. Some authors have written 400, some have said 4,000, or even 5,000. He selected his cousin Hazrat Muslim. Hazrat Muslim is son of Hazrat Aqil, who is a brother of Imam Ali. Hazrat Aqil had a very special place in the life of Imam Ali, because it was he who selected Hazrat Abbas's mother to be Hazrat Ali's wife after Jama Fatima Zahra. On one occasion, Hazrat Ali called Aqil and he said, I want you to select a woman for me who is from a brave tribe, who is from a good tribe, an honest tribe, and a God-fearing tribe. Hazrat Aqil was supposed to be a genealogist. He went and gave the message of Imam Ali to Janaab Fatima, accepted the offer, but when she came to the house of Imam Ali, he was so obedient. He said, don't call me Fatima now, because if you call me Fatima, this will hurt the sentiments of the children of Fatima Zahra. So Hazrat Aqil is son of, Hazrat Muslim is son of Hazrat Aqil. He was sent as an ambassador. And normally when you send an ambassador, the person who goes as ambassador understands the person who's being sent. When you have an ambassador coming from some country, he knows everything about the country. He represents that country. And similarly, as Muslim came, Hazrat Muslim का कूफे में आना जब मालूम हुआ, तो लोग आए, बैत करते रहे, और ये पैगाम मज़ीद तक गया कि कूफे में बैतें हो रही हैं। तो उसने एक जल्लाद को भेजा, इस हुक्म से भेजा उबैदुल्लाह को कि जाओ और मुस्लिम ख़त्म करो। शहर में ये मशहूर किया गया कि अगर तुम मुस्लिम के पीछे नमाज पढ़ोगे तो तुम जिंदान नहीं रहोगे। जब हज़रत मुस्लिम नमाज पढ़ना शुरू किए तो मस्जिद भरी हुई थी, और जब नमाज ख़त्म हुई तो मुस्लिम और थानी सिर्फ 2 थे जो उस मस्जिद में मौजूद थे। हज़रत मुस्लिम की शहादत अजीज़ो बहुत तकलीफ़ शहादत है, बहुत गुर्बत की शहादत है। आप बहादुरी का मुजाहरा करते रहे, जंग करते रहे, कई दुश्मनों को ख़त्म किया, धोखे से आपको एक गड्ढे में गिरा दिया गया, आप पर हमला हुआ और आपको कैद किया गया। सिर्फ यही नहीं हुआ, तलवार में ले गया गया, his head was cut from his body. His head was displayed on the main gate of Kufa, and the body was taken all around the city, dragged. Imam Hussain got the message on the way. He stopped the caravan, looked towards Kufa, and he said, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. जनाब ज़ैनब ने कहा, भैया क्या बात हुई? कहा, ज़ैनब कूफे की तरफ देखना। और जब ज़ैनब ने देखा तो कहा, हाय मुस्लिम। इमाम हुसैन घोड़े से उतरे, साथ में जब मुस्लिम की दो बेटियां थीं, he went towards those two little girls of a Muslim, took them in his chest, put his hand on their heads, consoling them. They were consoled. And somebody said, आका क्या हुआ? बच्चों को आप इस तरह से तसल्ली दे रहे हैं? कहा, ये बच्चे यतीम हो गए। मगर मौला, करबला में एक आपकी बच्ची भी यतीम होगी, उसको दिलासा देने वाला कोई नहीं होगा, उसको तमाचे मारे जाएंगे। अल्लाह ताला क़ौम ज़ालिमीन परवरदिगारा इस खरीदारी कबूल कर। Give our youngsters the neck tawfiq to carry the message of Hussain in its reality, without distortion, without exaggeration. Let them be good women. Let them be good soldiers of Hussain in this world. Parvardigara, make them worthy of being called the Nasiran Imam Zaman alayhi salam. Parvardigara, keep us all in good health. Keep us all in your good books. Let us be in the place which has been assured to the Shias of Imam Hussain.
Ya Hussain.
Ya Hussain.
Ya Hussain. Ya Hussain.